In this video I'm going to show you how to make rollers like Blade Runner. Now this entire project template and loads more samples is going to be available in my ROLLERS DNB sample pack. There's currently a beta you can download and a remix competition you can join if you haven't already. That's the first link down below. And I've recently opened my production academy. It's basically like Patreon but way better. That's the second link down below if you want to check that out. So firstly we need to pick a BPM, and I've gone for 174 BPM just because this is a nice number for rollers. Next we need to pick a key. And I was using a reference track from Blade Runner for this, and it was actually in A sharp minor, so I just copied it just to see what I could come up with in A sharp minor. It's a bit of a bizarre key to use for drum and bass, but it kind of works, and we'll get into that more later on. So as you can see, we've got an intro that's 16 bars long, and then a breakdown / build up, which is another 16 bars long. And then we've got the first half of the drop, which is 16 bars long, the second half of the drop, which is 16 bars long, and then it just repeats itself, as you can see here. So let's look at the drums first. So let me highlight the first 4 bars of the drop and we'll work from there. To begin with, we've got rollers kick 05, and it sounds like this. A really aggressive kick drum with a bit of transient percussion on. And this is just the simple way of making a kick drum. So you just put the one on the first beat, then the third beat and move it across, and then you just copy and paste it all the way down for the first 4 bars and onwards. Next we added in a snare, which is snare 04. It sounds like this. It's a nice tight snare, and you just put this on the second and fourth beat and then repeat. So it sounds like this. And then the really cool bit is getting the hi-hats to work. What we've done here is just selected the first bar only and then gone into step mode, and then I'll show you how these hi-hats work. So firstly we've got hi-hat 15, hi-hat 16, and then these are placed like this across here. And we've also got hi-hat 17 here as well. And when I play these together, it gets you this groove. So with the kick and the snare as well, it just sounds really cool. So feel free to copy this with some hi-hats. And then if we introduce hi-hat 19 as well, on the first beat, second beat, fourth beat, and then halfway between the third beat, it gets this. We're just building up on that groove, and then we've got hi-hat 18 at the last step of each beat. Sounds like this. And then finally we've got this little percussion element that sounds like this. And then when everything's together, and then all we've simply done is copied this across for 8 whole bars all the way across here. And at the end of the section we've added this breaks here with the lows cut out of it. And then it repeats itself for another 8 bars, and then for another 8 bars and another 8 bars. But in the second section here, we added a ride at the bottom, so that it cuts out for the first bar of the drop just to let the track breathe a little bit, and then when it comes back in, this ride is underneath, which you'll hear now. And it just adds that little bit of variation that the track needs to keep moving. Now let's look at the intro. So this breaks that we've got at the end of the bar here is actually used in the intro. So it's used in the second 8 bars of the intro to bring the track in gradually, and then it comes out when the vocals come in. So you hear this is filtered in slowly with this filter cut off, which is just a love filter. The cut off automated here. And then the vocals come in here, the track breathes a bit with the breakdown, and then the build up happens again. So we've just copied this across again and then added more elements. So we've added this jump up snare that comes in fast, and then these kicks here. So this is just on step mode, a kick every single step, and then it's doubled here, which you'll hear in a second, and filtered in slowly. And then they all come out a bar before the drop, where this bit comes in. This is like the pre-drop snare roll, and it's just some snares with the pitch adjusted as it progresses. So this pitch isn't adjusted, this pitch isn't adjusted, this one is adjusted -1 semitone, this one is adjusted -3 semitones, and this one is also adjusted -3 semitones. So then everything we've just explained is then duplicated in breakdown number 2, build up number 2, and drop number 2. So you can literally just copy and paste it, grab it like this and copy and paste it across when you're ready. I don't recommend doing that until everything in the first half of the track is complete though. Now let's look at the basses. So the basses are really simple. There's only 2 basses going on, and they're kind of like 808 style basses. So let's look at the pattern first, and then we'll look at the serum patches. So you can see the root note is A sharp because it's A sharp minor. So that's the note we're starting on. And this is what the first bass sounds like. So it's like this really heavy 808 style bass. And then the second bass comes in down here, and it sounds like this. It's more of an aggressive sound, but it kind of works as an 808 as well, because they're short notes. So this is the melody here: A sharp, F, A sharp, and then F sharp, F sharp, F, 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 like that. And then it's basically like copied, 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 little bit of variation here, and then same again, same again, same again. And you can see here, pattern 1, pattern 1, pattern 1, all the same, then pattern 3, and then just repeated. And pattern 3 looks something like this. So pattern 1 sounds like this. And then pattern 3 sounds like this. So now let's see how these basses are made. So these are all going to be available in the Rollers pack. Let's just show you. So we've got envelope 1 on the level here, on basic shapes, -2, wavetable position, halfway across. And then LFO1 is on the coarse pitch here. So if you hold Shift and Alt, this will change the angle of it, facing that way, and it's on 12. And we've got this filter on here, just going through the oscillator A. And then we've got some distortion, compression, another filter here with the LFO on here, and an EQ. And then if we just look at the post-processing, there's just a per MB boosting the mids and the highs. Kickstart, so this is doing all the sidechain. If I play it now with the drums, you'll see it ducking whenever the kick plays. And a Pro L just to boost some of the frequencies, make sure it's really loud, and then I can turn it back down on the bus channel here. So then the second bass, this one, is a basic shapes on -2, -2 on the sub as well. And then we've got envelope 1 doing this craziness, LFO1 on the MG low 12 cutoff, and then LFO2 on the matrix on the master tune on 12. Doing some weird stuff. I think that's just doing a little bit of pitch changing. And then we've got distortion and compression. So this LFO is just on the drive here on a multiband. I think it's not actually on 4 different things. I think these have been turned off. You can check here. Yeah, it looks like it's just on the cutoff and the drive, nothing else. So you can just ignore everything else. And that is the basses. Really simple, the basses for this. I recommend experimenting with 808s and these style of basses in your tracks to get them to sound more bouncy, because this sounds so bouncy and so cool. If you're enjoying the video so far, if you could just take a second to smash that like button, it'll be much appreciated. Now let's look at the vocals. To find these vocals, I think I went on to Splice and typed in like rave vocals or like rave style vocals, and I found this really cool pack. And then I just pitch adjusted them. So these originally were in A minor, and I pitch adjusted them up 1 semitone to get them into A sharp. And this is what they sound like, the vocals.
I've got to have your love, gotta make it up to you.
And then I only like this one phrase, so I only use this one phrase. And then I pretty much just repeat itself 4 times, and then repeat itself at the end of each 8 bars section, like that. Really simple. But then I didn't have anything for the breakdown section here, where the drums stop, which we'll hear soon. So I needed another vocal, so I found this really cool like vocal chop, which I then pitch adjusted from F sharp minor to A sharp minor. It sounds like this. And it's just got some reverb on it, and then the same clar vocals and some reverb that slowly automates in at the end of sections, which you can see down here, just to give it more effect. So listen here. And then at the end here, before the drop comes in. And then these together sound like this.
I've got to have your love, gotta make it up to you.
The chop stopped before the pre-drop, and the vocal continues into the pre-drop, because we've got this vocal and then this snap pattern for the pre-drop. Now let's have a look at the instrument, and you're going to be shocked, it's literally only 1 instrument for this one. So let's play it for you. So this is really simple to do. I used Nexus 4 for this, and I found something in the chords section, a piano stab, which meant I didn't have to create the chords myself. What a chord synth is when you press a note, it kind of plays a chord for you instead of you having to create the chord. You hear that. And what I've done here is I've gone into view mode, scale highlighting, A sharp minor. You turn this on here to get it to be in the key. And then I've started on the root note of A sharp minor, A sharp, G, and then D. And it doesn't let you pick anything that's not an A sharp minor, you see. So I just did a bit of trial and error till I found the progression I liked, and I ended up with this. And you'll see that this bit here is just copy and pasted throughout. Really simple. And then we just use automation, EQ automation, stereo separation, EQ bands to get it to sound even cooler. So you see reverb, EQ being automated here, and then filter automation, whilst the drums come in. And then they continue in the breakdown and continue right up until the end. And then EQing out here, you see EQing out. And then stop there just before the drop. Now all this sounds way better when I add in the effects, which we're going to do now. So the effects section is actually really simple. I've added in a white noise sound from the sample pack, which is really quiet in the background. And then I've added in this crowd sound from the sample pack, which adds more depth to the track. And it sounds really cool, especially with this track, because it's like upbeat. You can imagine like it being played to like a crowd of people all vibing. And then we've just got a riser here, which has been made on 3x OSC. And then a filter has been created with it here. Love filter with the automation. And then we've got some downers here, so a down filter and a impact for when the breakdown comes in. You'll hear this. Let me turn everything on. Sounds way better with this bit on. Ready? See how much better that sounds. And then we've just got a riser here. And these down filters here as well. Riser here. And then everything stops here. We could even stop this crowd here if you wanted. It's up to you. So you could just have this down filter and then the vocal and the drum. Might leave it in for now. And then the drop comes in, even more aggressive, smacks you in the face. So that's the breakdown complete. Let's listen to the final product. And that is the track complete. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Make sure to download the Rollers DNB beta pack and enter the competition. And if you're watching this video late, then the Rollers DNB pack will be available on my website now to buy. And also I recommend checking out the Music Production Academy. That's the second link down below. I'm really excited about this academy. It's going to help you so much progressing with your music production. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.